Okay, these are all wasps in a tree. Almost, now it's close to me. Look at them all. Look at them all. All the trees around here are like this, and I think we're in big trouble. Just look at all of them right there. They're not pixels. Just look at them all. Those aren't pixels. Those are those interdimensional wasps I've been talking about. Just look at them all. That tree's only, it's only like 100 meters from me. Maybe more, but it's not that far. One just whizzed by my head. I didn't see that one coming. Yeah, those are not leaves, and they're not pixels. You can actually see wings on them. But they camouflage so well that when you go in close, you can't make them out, but those right there are wings. Those are wings in a wasp, and that black thing right there, that's a wasp. There's more of them. Boy, oh boy, we're gonna have a big problem. It's an awful lot of bad bugs. Now this is on the Lake Ontario side, south of me, and it's not, it's southeast of Humber Bay. It's closer to where I am. And these things, see, now they know I'm watching them. Let's see how the leaves changed color all of a sudden. They turn green. They were brown before. Watch, they'll all change color, and they'll all be green. Just watch them change color. Just watch that one change color. Those are large wasps. You can see the wings on that one there on the left hand side. So the ones that look like butterflies, they're younger. And that thing on the bottom left corner, that's a big one, and it's hanging upside down. And that's its wings hanging upside down. Man, oh man, every tree around here is just packed to those things. It looks like it's going to be bad news. Real bad news. Now they know I'm watching them. That whole tree is just organisms. It's packed with them. So they haven't made the fog in this area yet. That's the only reason why I'm getting any kind of a picture on the monitor. It's impossible to get a clear shot at Humber Bay anymore. It's all this biomass fog. Just look at all of them. I mean, the whole tree is just like full of them. You're gonna see this big bunch. Look at them all. Let's see this one first. Wow, there must be like a few hundred right in that bunch, maybe 1,000 right there, all next to each other. There must be 1,000 right there, packed real tight, all one next to the other. And these aren't pixels. That looks bad. Boy, that looks bad. That looks like real bad news to me. And that's close to me. It's a couple hundred meters. No more. 200, 250 at the most. That's nothing for these things. They fly so fast. 250 meters is like 1 millionth of a second. They'll be here. Boy, that looks really bad. And that's the alien entities I'm talking about right there. You can't get anything more clear than that. They're interdimensional, and they're doing their interdimensional thing right now. And you can't get any more of a clear image than this. I think we're in big trouble. That's what I think. And that's my honest and final assessment. We're in big trouble. Big, big trouble. I'm in big trouble. This is real close to me. You know, it's not. It's just a couple hundred meters. This is bad news. Real bad news. Okay, let me explain it. Now that I'm over this shock that I right next door. I'm gonna get the thing in the picture to keep moving it out of the way. They know they're on camera, by the way. Okay. All the orbs there that are red tonight, they're moving counterclockwise real fast. And they're going to pick up more and more speed. It's not going to let me get it back up. Okay, so each one of those red things is going to be an orb cluster. And that means there's more than one wasp at each one of those. So it could be like 2 or 3 or 10, or when they all come together into a larger cluster, there could be thousands, even, millions, when they go up into the air, like a few hundred feet up. It could be like millions of them, because the air is full of them. So what they do is they rotate counterclockwise real fast around the central nucleus point, and they rotate faster and faster, and as they revolve, they're revolving at 360 by 360 by 360. There's like they go all different ways. There's no specific way of going, as long as it's counterclockwise. So the faster they go, the more spin they have, and the more glow comes out of the nucleus, because the nucleus heats up from all that motion and friction against the air and everything. So what they're doing there is charging up. They create energy like that, and they create heat energy, or they create electromagnetic energy by creating a charge in the air, and they get energy like that. They get it right from the air by creating a electromagnetic charge of the air particles. So they know how to create energy from almost anything. And the first way they created energy was they ate that tree, and all those what looks like leaves are not leaves. They're those red things like that, which are really wasps, and they're alien wasps. And look at them all. Like, look. That's not flowers. This one's gonna glow, so you know it's not flowers. Flowers aren't, don't normally glow. Okay, so that whole tree is nothing but them. There is no tree. Think in your head. There is no tree. Like that movie, The Matrix, when the little kid goes, but there is no spoon. Well, I'm going to tell you, there is no tree. The tree is just them. And all that looks like leaves and branches and everything, that's a hologram. The tree is just them. And nothing other than them. Look, it's them. See that? It's just them. All over. these are alien to Earth. They're interdimensional. They are extraterrestrial. They don't come from Earth. They're not from Earth in another dimension. They're from another dimension and from outer space, another dimension, not from Earth. And who knows where they came from, but they came from a long ways off. Because there's nothing like that, I don't think, in our solar system, let alone on this planet. And these things travel in space. They can achieve tremendous speeds. I've seen them go off almost like a beam of light, even faster than that. They just vanish. That means they can attain tremendous speeds, close to or even at the speed of light, because when they travel so fast that they become a beam of light. So it must be pretty fast. I don't know how fast exactly. I don't have anything that can measure how fast that is. But as far as my experience tells me, it's really fast. It's as fast as light can travel. That's about how fast these things can go. And this is just amazing to see them like 100 meters or 200 meters from my house. Look, the whole tree is glowing. And those aren't flowers, and I'll back off to show that. Those aren't flowers in that tree. And that tree doesn't have flowers. So those are just aliens. Holy shit. They're right next door to me. Yeah, I think our big problems once these things decide to just show themselves. They've already eaten a lot of trees. They've eaten just about every bird I know, because every time I film a bird, it turns out to be a hologram. I haven't been able to catch a real bird lately. Insects, I don't know. They're gone too. These things just are eating up everything. I don't know what they're gonna eat next, because they don't seem to have a specific diet. They eat everything. And they eat plants and animals alike. And, that could include us. So they're nothing to scoff at or to make fun of or to ignore. Don't ignore them, because ignoring them could be very dangerous to your health. So I think people should start listening. And try and do something about this, because look at them all. The air is full of them. All that clear blue sky and everything you see, it's all holographic. It's a holographic projection, the whole sky. Over here, the whole sky is like just them. And everything you see in the sky is like a hologram. But this is what's really there. All of them. Like the whole tree is all of them, and that's how the sky is. All the air, it's just all of them all over. So there's not enough of them in this area yet to create a fog like at Humber Bay. But, they multiply so fast. They multiply at astronomical speed. It's unbelievable. And then they just shoot off all the replications of themselves, or all the eggs that they produce, because they are living organisms. They shoot them off into the atmosphere. And when the eggs and all those other replications go off and land on something else, they just start to consume. Wow, what was that? Did you see that? Wow. I don't know what that was. I don't know what that was. That is pretty scary. Okay. It's there. You can see the wings in that one. It's a delta wing. There's the younger ones, they have delta wings. I've seen some big ones with delta wings also. Wow, there's a lot of lights flying around. I gotta back off. I want to catch the lights. I don't know what that was. It came too fast. I wasn't ready. But you can see the delta wings on it right there. You see that one there? It's got delta wing shape. There's two of them, one next to the other, and they have delta wing shape. Now, others look like regular wasps, except they're like that one right below them. Those aren't leaves. If you look carefully, you can see like wings sticking out. They have 4 wings, not 2. But usually only 2 at a time stick out. Sometimes they have all 4 stick out, but usually it's 2 at a time stick up, and the others are down, and only rarely they have all 4 stick up. I've seen all different aspects of the wings, how they are. So sometimes they have 4 wings up, but most of the time it's just 2 wings up and 2 down. And those are younger ones, the delta wing ones. This is like another tree that's a breeding colony. This is another breeding colony. And this one's like close to my house. And what's this here? Okay, so these aren't plants. I mean, this is supposed to be a plant, but it's not. Actually, it's supposed to be a flower in that tree. But as you can see, if I can get it in the picture. Okay, so there's supposed to be a flower on the tree, but it's not a flower on the tree. And it's just them. And that tree's very close to me. That tree is only 100 meters from me. And this is what's happening to the trees. I mean, these things are attacking all the trees, and they're now creating holographic images of what the tree is supposed to be like. But in reality, it's going to be just full of them. And you see? So that's like on the street, one down from me. It's like 2 streets over. And look what's happening 2 streets over from me. And they're smart. They know they want to move that out of the way. You see, there's no wind whatsoever. And they don't want to be on camera. They know they're being filmed. This is how smart these organisms are. And the way they know what's going on is because there's so many of them in the air. They're here where I am too, so they know what I'm doing. Because the information gets passed along through all those organisms to where it's supposed to go. It's like one giant organism all over the place and covers everything. So it's well aware of what's going on at any given point, where the area that it's covering, it knows everything, what's happening in the area that it's covering. So these wasps here, they could be just a manifestation of the organism. The organism may not look like a wasp at all, but the wasps are what it's turned itself into now over here on the earth, at least in this area. So it doesn't mean that the organism itself is a wasp. It could be, but it may not be. It could be something else. I don't know what the real organism looks like. All I know is what I've seen it manifest itself into. And right now it's wasps and bird holograms and even inanimate objects. And even UFOs and things like that. It can manifest itself into a variety of, and a number of things. And look how many are in the air. So in terms of the wasps, you know, even if they're not the real organism, the wasp is a real wasp because it can attack you and sting you and everything. It's not like it's an imaginary wasp. It's really a wasp because that's what this thing has manifested itself into. Millions of them, probably billions of them. And there's one right there in the center. If I can get this thing to stay. And that black thing, that's a wasp. It's really upsetting when this thing won't stay. I don't know what's the matter with it. Look at all the organisms in the air. And that's not pixels, and that's not a camera problem. It's nothing wrong with the camera. And just look at how many organisms are in the air. You go up here, where it's more lit up. And that whole tree's gonna grow like a Christmas tree. You know, with all the lights and all. Because these things glow. When the clusters get all excited and active, and when they're very active, they glow. And as fast as these things go around like that, that's how fast they reproduce. That's what that whole thing is. It's like their reproduction right there. All those organisms flying around and everything is their reproduction cycle. So they may be wasps, or they may not be wasps. Right now they're wasps because that's what they are right now. But these things can change shape and form and be another entity altogether, not a wasp. They have no problem in controlling energy, and they have no problem in controlling matter. Look at that one right there, right on the branch. Okay, so that's bad news, no matter how you want to look at it. Any way you look at it, it's bad news. Because those things are like from outer space and from another dimension. And it's bad news that they're all over the place down here on Earth. And it's even worse news that they're wasps. Some are really large, some are gigantic even. And that's not pixels moving, that's the organisms in the air moving, because the air is so full of these organisms. And they've spread from Humber Bay area. Now they're all over Toronto. They're no longer just at Humber Bay. They're spreading right across the entire city. And you could even tell that it's getting more and more foggy all over. And it's just these organisms in the air. That's what the fog is. It's not a real fog. It's a biomass fog. They must own an ice cream truck. Every time I film them, the ice cream truck shows up. Maybe it's theirs. Those black ones are real fast. They're all fast. These things are all about speed, and everything they do is fast. But you can see how the leaves aren't real. It's just a lot of them. It's all a holographic projection. That's leaves. It's really just them. There are no leaves. They ate that tree already. They probably ate all the trees, for all I know. And the whole thing could be a hologram all around me. Right now, I don't know. It's not something you want to think about too much. You can see the little organisms that look like orbs. They're wasps, and they're going around and around counterclockwise around the nucleus. What they're doing is swarming. They're practicing swarming, and I'm sure one day they're going to swarm all over us because there's so many of them. And that's what they're practicing right now, is swarming. Just look how fast they are. Right there is a big one. they know when they're on camera. See how they move out of the way? They're not very photogenic. They don't like being on camera. But boy, we got big problems, I'll tell you. For some reason, I just feel like they really are wasps, and that's really what they are, and they're not going to change into anything else. They're just going to be wasps, and real mean ones and big ones too. There's a big one right there. The one it's too dark. Those are big ones right there. That's a big one. I gotta get that in. Okay, that's just one big wasp right there. And that whole thing right there in the center of the picture, or the frame, that thing right in the center of the frame is one big wasp. And that's its wings spread out, but they're transparent, okay? But you can see it going, the wing going to the left top corner, and the other one is going towards the right top corner. But that's all. More noise. That's all one big wasp right there, and it's an alien. That's what an alien looks like, right there. Okay, look at all the. So that's an alien right there. I gotta get the whole thing in the picture. Okay, I'll start here. Okay.